Alright, y'all, I want to talk about why exactly Bitcoin is dumping. I also want to talk about how I was able to get into a juicy short trade from right here. The setup was literally given in advance in my VIP Discord right here. And I also want to talk about where this dump is going to stop. Where are we going to find support? So make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's start about talking about why Bitcoin got such a strong rejection. Okay, this takes me back to my high school days, guys, when every single female I talked to gave me this exact face, the exact hand. I know what it's like to get a rejection from resistance. So in order to figure out why Bitcoin dumped from where we did, we need to build some context in the market. And I think this is very important, especially for people who are looking to trade these markets, because learning about what happened in the past will help us identify patterns in the future. So if we go to a higher term time frame like the daily, we can see that when Bitcoin came down and found support at about 32.9K, it was a very interesting level of confluence. First of all, we had this interesting parallel channel putting in the high and then touching this trend line twice in the summer, coming back up to the high, coming back down perfectly to this trend line. Not only that, but it was the high volume node from the entire summertime consolidation. And from this time, we did something very significant, which is since November 11th, Bitcoin has been in a downtrend, right? From the high, we put in a low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then look at this. We put in a higher high. Now, this was the moment when I was thinking potentially things really could change. I thought things really could change. And the reason why is because we had the potential now to switch market structure on a daily time frame. And I'm here to say that we still have that potential. As long as we don't come below that previous low of 32.9, we could still put in a higher low on a macro term time frame and still keep that bullish market structure. There is still hope. So I want to go through some various scenarios. But why did we reject here? If we go to the weekly time frame, we can see that when we made that higher high, the weekly candle closed extremely bearish. In fact, this is called a failed swing pattern. A failed swing pattern is where you have a previous swing high and price attempts to close the candle above there, putting in a new swing high, but fails to do so. This candle wicked above the high and then closed below. Not only did the candle close very bearish, but when we look at our current weekly candle, we can see that we tried once again to come back up above this very important level of about $44.3-ish thousand, and we got rejected once again. Okay, rejected once again. And I want to talk about how we were able to find such a nice short position, because again, we did give the level $44.3 thousand to take a short in advance in the Discord. This trade is literally currently up right now, thousands of % in profit. One of the juiciest shorts I have taken in quite some time. I've taken a lot of juicy shorts lately, but why were we able to get into this trade setup? Well, when we came back up after putting in the higher high, you can see that we came down and we started to form a beautiful rounded bottom right at this key area of support. Now, this key area of support was in my mind a make it or break it level, and the reason why is because it was a very, very important level of support and resistance. Let's come back to the chart and kind of see what was going on here, because it actually is super, super important. If we take a look at the chart, during the entire year of 2021, we can see that there's one level that sticks out more than any other level, and that is the level of about $42,000, give or take. Why is this level so important? This green box is that level at about $42,000. The reason it's so important is because this green box right here was our resistance back in January 2021. It was our resistance in the summer of 2021, again in the fall, and then flipped into support, 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 and then lost. Okay, and what we were hypothesizing was if we are able to come up and put in a higher high and then get a retest here, this would be the area where potentially we would really switch market structure and start the uptrend, which is why, I did take a long from right here. That was another setup given in advance, actually given live during the VIP stream that we do every Monday, where literally as we were doing the stream, we're like, here we are. This is the trade setup that we've literally been waiting for this trade setup since the 24th of January. We were looking for price to come make a higher high, come back and retest the green box for a potential higher high. So this was the make it or break it moment. Are we going to put in that higher high? Well, when we came up to that level, that important juicy level where we took the short from, what did we see on Market Cipher? We saw something called the upside down uneven butt cheeks. The upside down uneven butt cheek pattern is where you have an upside down woman at the club having a party, but there's something wrong with her glutes. The left glute is extremely bulbous, like a nice round clove of garlic, not a clove, a bulb of garlic. The elephant garlic, the purple garlic. But that right-hand side is like that skinny old garlic that you buy at Walmart that's a little bit shriveled. Okay, when we came back up to this level, look at what we got on Market Cipher B. We got a very juicy left butt cheek, but then we got a not so juicy right butt cheek right here. When you see price making higher highs coming into key areas of resistance, let me zoom in so that we can really kind of see what's going on here. When we see price making higher highs coming to key areas of resistance, but we see momentum on Market Cipher B making lower highs, this shows us that we are not going to have the strength to get through that level. And what makes this, I would say, 99% win rate, and I'm not even kidding, right? I'm not even kidding when I say 99% win rate. When you see the money flow on Market Cipher B getting lower, okay, as the price is getting higher, I have maybe, I don't think there's a single time in my life where on the hour time frame I have seen momentum and money flow get lower and the price getting higher where we haven't had some kind of drop. So this is why we got that drop. There simply was not enough money coming into the market to sustain this move to the upside. And so what happened was Bitcoin did come that first week and we put in that higher high, failed swing pattern. We can even see right here, money flow coming down, momentum coming down on Market Cipher B as we did that. And then we tried again to see if we could break that market structure, and we got the rejection. And that's why we were looking at that level as a potential level to take the short from. And by the way, if you want to get into the VIP Discord where we post these trade levels and setups in advance, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. We do have a thriving community of traders in here. We're all about helping each other learn how to do this better. Patreon.com/Jason Casper. And also, if you do want to learn how to trade this way, you can check out JasonCasperTrading.com. There is currently a 30% discount in the description of this video, but the purpose of this course is to help struggling traders gain the skills to become a confident and profitable trader. Of course, this is not financial advice, and this is for paper trading only, but we teach you how to read the charts and feel confident in your trades and break down your trading into a very clearly defined, systematic, step-by-step approach so that you are always very relaxed, eliminating emotional trading, eliminating FOMO, so that you always have a plan regardless of what the price does. You have a plan ready to go with multiple potential scenarios that could be profitable to you. How to use risk management so that you don't blow your account. And as well as mindset, psychology, all that stuff. Check it out, guys. JasonCasperTrading.com, 30% discount in the description of the video. So we got our rejection. Okay, we got our bearish divs, and now, you know, our bearish divergences. It was a shocking thing, guys. It was a shocking thing. Now, what has now happened is something that is, I would say, quite bearish, which is this. Okay, Bitcoin not only got the rejection, but we absolutely lost the green box. Right, we lost the green box, and we lost basically the entire value area that Bitcoin was trading in since the beginning of February, right? We came to the low, to the high, to the low, to the high, back to the low, unable to hold this level, and now we are coming down and we are finding support at another key level down here, which is the Fibonacci golden pocket. This is a level that we were looking at again in the VIP Discord. In fact, on Friday, the last thing I posted is that I was looking for us to come down and find support at this green box at the 618. That's literally exactly where we came down to. Let's see here. On Friday, this was the box right down here at the 618. And once we lost this white box right here, the next level is the 618. That's exactly where we got our bounce from. And so this is important because not only are we finding support at the 618, but there are some very important areas in here that we need to be aware of. First of all, if we just now look at a volume profile of this previous area of consolidation where we came down to and we got our ultimate low down there at 32.9K, we can see that the Bitcoin price is actually trading back down inside the value area of this old range. Now, why is this so important? This is so important because you can see right here, this is a volume profile showing us all the price action that was traded down here in this chunk before we broke out. And this right here was defining the value area for Bitcoin where the candles are shaded, showing that this was a fair price for Bitcoin at the time. And what usually happens is if price comes back down into a previous value area, it will then make its way back down through that value area to the low of the value area, which is coming in around $35.6 thousand. What I am kind of expecting here is either we do find support on this golden pocket, or we come down a little bit lower to potentially find support on this high volume node, right around $36.8 thousand. This would be the next major area that I would be looking for support, because we have come back inside this value area, and not only have we come inside of it, but we've tried to break out of it now twice on the hourly chart. We got one rejection, we got two rejections right here, showing me that potentially price wants to stay inside this value area and now come back down to the 36.8-ish area. Okay, this would be an area that I would be looking for support. Another key area that I'm keeping my eyes on is the 786 Fibonacci level. Why the 786? Because we can see that the 786 is lining up perfectly with the low of this value area. So really for me, the two major areas that I am looking to potentially get a bounce are going to be number one, 36.864, and number two, the 35.7-ish level. Okay, of course these are zones, and there's other levels in here that we do need to be aware of, but these are the two most major ones. Now, what happens if we don't find support here? Like, what happens if we come down and we get a little bounce, and then we come down even lower and get a little bounce, and then just lose this? Then I am actually going to get more bearish and be looking more toward the downside, because as it stands right now, again, there is still hope here that we have switched market structure on the daily time frame, right? We came and we put in our low, we put in our higher high. As long as we're putting in a higher low and we're not coming down below that 32.7, there's still a chance we could get a bounce from one of these lower areas. In fact, this golden pocket right here could very well be that bounce. I personally think we'll probably come a little bit lower, but these are the areas to be aware of. Now, if we lose that 32.9 area, then this is what I am looking at. So let me remove everything now from the chart, and I want to pull a fib from the dump that we got all the way back in March 2020 to the all-time high. And there's two major areas that I want to take a look at. Now, the most obvious, painfully obvious area is this golden pocket, because we can just simply look and see that we have been trading sideways, literally sideways, for the past year, coming from the low at about 30K to the high at about 65, to the low at about 30K to the high at about 65, not coming back to the low at 30K. So if we come back down to that, high 20s, $26,000 to $29,000 area, that's going to be right in the golden pocket, and it's also going to be right back down to that massive support that we've been forming since literally December 2020, when we had perfect resistance at that $28,000 level, flipped it into perfect support over the summer. And now, we could be looking at that to act as support in the future. And if we lose that, then I am actually going to be looking down toward that 786 level, where we have a very interesting box of support between the $20,000 all-time high of the previous bull cycle and this 786 level at about $17,000. This is the last major area of support before we see lower Bitcoin prices, potentially even into the single-digit thousands. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news here, but if we do zoom out, we can see that these two zones here are the major areas of support that I will be looking for if we come down below this level right here at $32.9 thousand. Until we do that, there is still the hope that we are going to put in a higher low. So how are we going to know if we're going to get a bounce from one of these levels? Because anyone can say, hey, we might bounce from the level. Okay, great. What do we look for? How do we know if we're going to get a bounce? Well, let's take a look at the most recent bounce that we got here. And this is a long trade. This is the long trade that we did give live, literally gave it live in the VIP live stream right here. We were looking at it on the 24th of January, but then on the 14th of February, we saw literally it happening. And this is what we're going to be looking for. As Bitcoin comes down to a level of support, in which case for Bitcoin here, when we came down to this key level of support right here, which is that green box, what do we see on Market Cipher B? We see this right here. Again, we see uneven butt cheek pattern, okay? Uneven butt cheek pattern, the regular old uneven butt cheek pattern here. Let me stretch this out and go to tools, okay? And go ahead and flip vertical. The uneven butt cheek pattern is when you have a very large butt cheek on the left, followed by a skinny butt cheek on the right. The big and the juicy butt cheek on the left, followed by that skinny old lady at the diner over here on the right. You know who I'm talking about, right? The waiter, the waitress at the diner. She's got the Brooklyn accent. She's super skinny. She's got veins popping out her neck. She smokes too many cigarettes, all right? And that's exactly what we got over here. All right, we got ourselves a nice big old butt cheek here and a nice not so big butt cheek right here as we're coming down to key support over here, all right? So if we see us coming down to some of these lower areas of support here, and potentially we could get a little movement to the upside right now, and then we get another drop, okay? If we see something like this over here, like that, we got the big old juicy ravioli cheek followed by the skinny old lady at the diner cheek. That's how we know we're going to get the bounce. If we don't see that, then we simply wait for lower, or potentially look for areas to get into another short trade. Guys, that is it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you found any value in this video, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Blessings to everybody. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, I pray everybody is super blessed, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.